Project Management Insights, providing project managers with professional development in the interpersonal skills areas of leadership, team building, and communication. Hi, welcome to today's episode. Today I want to talk to you about 3 reasons why people don't act. I picked up an interesting quote. It's something that I'd written down some time ago from the book titled Tipping Point. And it says, when people are in a group, responsibility for acting is diffused. This got me really thinking about what I've noticed happens when I'm in one of those team meetings where there's an issue that needs resolving, or we have one of those key points in the project and we need some action taken, and I have a room full of people and no one wants to put their hand up to take responsibility for helping move the particular task or action forward or going and investigating it. And so I want to talk about those 3 reasons and what I've noticed in terms of people not taking responsibility. The first thing I've noticed is they're all very good at saying it's not my problem. They tend to think, well, it's somebody else's responsibility, be that me as the project manager or one of the other streams, one of the other teams. And in that, they don't want to see it as anything that they have to be responsible for. And of course, this creates a problem for you when you've got a task that needs carrying out, needs completing, and as I said, no one's ready to put their hand up. The second thing that I notice happens is that what I think is going on is that people don't want to say or do the wrong thing. I've had this happen before when I've been in that meeting, no one's spoken up, and it's not till later on when someone's come to me outside the meeting and said, oh, what about, or I thought we could, but they didn't actually speak that up in front of everyone else. And my belief is it was for fear of what was going to happen if they did actually speak up and say, put forward their suggestion or make a recommendation. They perhaps felt as though they were going to be boo-hooed or somebody was going to criticise them. And so they don't tend to then want to stand up and speak or even take responsibility for putting their viewpoints or recommendations or suggestions forward. And again, this is a problem for you because you don't get to hear all of the ideas, all of the suggestions, all of the problems that are seen or known or even understood by the work team. And so you're missing out on a lot of valuable knowledge that the team will hold when they have this fear. And the third reason that I've noticed is the standard, I'm too busy already, and I don't want one more thing to manage. And this happens a lot on project teams where there's critical timelines, where there's perhaps one stream who's got the largest majority of the work and they think that the others are slacking or not taking responsibility. They feel as if they have too much work, or it maybe even it's particular developers in your team or particular people on the project team who tend to be controllers, and so they are always going to be too busy, and they won't then put their hand up for that one more thing that they think is going to add to their list of tasks to work on, because in their mind it's going to be the tipping point for them and they don't want to be under more pressure than they already are at this particular point in time. So if that's the case, let's talk about how to get them to act. Yes, we've got this group of people in a room. Yes, we've got them not taking responsibility because it's diffused when there's more than one of them in the room, and they don't want to stand up and be seen or heard or take on. So how do you get them to act? Well, one of the first things I would do is talk about the shared responsibility. Remember, this is a project and they are part of a team, a whole team that needs to be supporting you and the business in delivering this project. So What can you do to talk about, discuss, and involve the team in this sense of shared responsibility? It might look like you talking about the particular piece that's being worked on and who's involved in it and how everyone can help each other or what's required. It might be about shifting some of the timeframes or responsibilities around. Somebody else might be able to do some grunt work for us, and as an example, to free up one of the developers so that they have some available time to be able to support with this particular issue or item that you're wanting resolved. So how can you look at shared responsibility and what that means for the team and shift some of it around if necessary? Bring it back to the goal or the outcome. Remember here there is a target. What is your project supposed to deliver? What is your project going to deliver for the business? And this comes back to your problem or opportunity statement. If it's clearly defined, then you will know exactly what it is that you need to be delivering. And it's really important that you bring everybody back to that and remind them that this is what you're all working towards. This is what the outcome, the desired outcome of the project is. And therefore, you need to move this particular issue or problem or whatever it is that you're all discussing forward. And therefore, you need their support to do that. And then the third thing perhaps is to put this piece, the piece that you're working on that you need resolved right now, in the context of the whole. Perhaps they don't understand how it fits. Perhaps they don't understand how necessary it is that this particular thing is actually done. And if you put it in context, you might then find that all of a sudden the penny drops for them and they'll see how easy it is for them to take responsibility for it in the context of what they're already doing, the work that they're already doing. They might not see it then as an extra burden or an extra piece that they need to work on. You might also find that it helps them to even talk further amongst themselves about how they can support each other to, I suppose, deal with whatever it is that you're wanting resolved in the context of what else is going on. So you might find that one of the teams is able to say, well, hey, it really doesn't fit in our bucket. It might fit in your bucket, and we think so because blah, 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 blah. It will help them perhaps to see and support each other in attaining whatever it is that you're needing from them. So talk about shared responsibility, bring it back to the goal or the outcome, and put the piece, issue, problem, whatever it is, in the context of the whole. What you're trying to do here is take away that sense of them feeling as if they need to be the only one responsible for it. And it's about having the group decide how they're going to move forward. The group as a whole, not a single individual that's going to feel pressured or not going to want to speak up and be able to support you to get this project across the line. Give it a go and let me know how it works for you. Sometimes these discussions don't feel easy when you start them, and yet what I've noticed is if I'm willing to jump in and be the one that sets the context, takes on the talking about shared responsibility, and then let the team mull over that, I find often that they will come on board and support the end goal of the project, because after all, they're part of the team and they really do want to deliver the project for you. And so it's about helping them to see that that's what the ultimate aim is for what it is that you're asking from them. Okay, see you next week. Thank you for listening to this Project Management Insights podcast. Be sure to visit projectmanagementinsight.com and sign up for our monthly newsletter or to receive updates on upcoming training. You may also find mentoring offers there.